Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto video, and today we are doing a price update. We're going to be talking about some of the crypto prices, then head over into how I am trading right now. And again, I have a couple of crazy trade opportunities that I've already taken and that I will be taking that have given me a ton of profit over the last couple of days. And then we'll be heading over into how to get yourself a little bit extra money when you're not trading. Just that little edge which might make you perform a little bit better over the others. And to kind of come back on my initial point, guys, I believe every single person that has invested in crypto right now will become rich. I just honestly believe so. Having said that, right now the crypto market is quite neutral. There's a couple of coins which are doing better than the others, but again, that's normal. That's what you're always going to see. Bitcoin, however, is about plus 1.5%. Most coins in the top 10 are within a 2% margin of that, which I consider to be neutral, except for Polkadot and Shiba, and maybe even Dogecoin if you really want to stretch that a little bit. Polkadot right now is primarily going up because of the auction. Let's just easily put, there's a new feature for Polkadot, which is pretty huge. We've known about it though, and so we did anticipate this event. And Shiba Inu is going up because of some supposed Kraken listing and, of course, the just general excitement that Shiba Inu has been having over the last couple of weeks. On the hourly, things changed a little bit. Most coins were actually in the red. And right now, BNB, USDT, and DOT are up. USDT does not really matter, whatever it does, but it's fun to see that things change now. Because when I checked a couple of minutes ago, all of these were red except for USDT. And right now, a couple switched back to green already. And that's just the way that the market sometimes fluctuates. You know, the hourly doesn't really give you too much insights unless there's some heavy movers, like, for example, 5% that there was with DOT a couple of hours ago. It's just sometimes it's a little bit of a miscellaneous surge, though. Even though you know a specific event is going to happen, sometimes the price just starts to spike at 1 hour where you couldn't have really expected it, and it just happens, basically. Now, I will give you guys a little bit of a rundown of my trading strategy. And if you also are looking to trade crypto, there's a Bybit link down below where you can join my team. Every single person who uses that link gets a special DustyBC deposit bonus. There's 10 BIT that you get, which is about $28. You can just withdraw that. You can do whatever you want. You can get $3,500 worth of bonuses. It's actually equivalent to a 3.5% deposit bonus. And there's a $1,010 I guess another bonus, BIT bonus, that you can get. Just check it out. The link is down below for Bybit, but we'll be talking more about that in just a second. So, to head over into my strategy, how it easily works is we look for demand zones. And I've been telling you guys about these zones for the last couple of days, and specifically about XRP, I think, bombarded you guys with all the information that you need. And what we've basically done is look at the crypto market, notice the trend, and then abbreviated a little bit to some cryptos that are on our watch list. For right now, the last 2 days or so, it's been XRP, Shiba Inu, and Bitcoin. However, it's also been Ethereum and Polkadot throughout the last 24 hours, specifically a little bit of trading. But I'm going to focus on these three as I have them in front of me, and I'll explain to you guys exactly the strategy. So what we do is we look at the general market trend. This is a chart for the crypto total market cap, and we've noticed, okay, we're doing extremely bullish. A little bit earlier, I told you guys about the bullish flag that we saw in the altcoin market cap, because that is what this is. And I told you guys, I think this is already when it started to happen. I think mid-September or so. I told you guys, I think it's going to have some crazy breakout once it finishes, and it's going to move along this line. And this line was actually predicted a week and a half or 2 weeks before the altcoin cap basically fell through all the way for its bullish flag. Oh my days. And it worked out joyfully. Right now it's skewed a little bit towards the downside, and that's because this is not a perfectly holdable line, so to speak. Yet for us to predict this, halfway throughout September, it's pretty fun and pretty interesting, because this line was just this one copied and basically put perpendicular. Having said that, the market trend is right now upwards. Things are bullish. There's no denying that. There's no real question about that. And since that's the case, okay, we can actually look at other cryptos, like, for example, Bitcoin, XRP, Shiba, just cryptos in general, since for both of these, for the altcoin market cap and the general market cap, the direction is upwards, and start looking for longs, as the general direction is upwards, so we're looking for long positions. Now, where can we do that? First of all, there's two ways in which you can think. One is you look for ways to buy crypto via the spot, right? Spot basically means you buy it and you have it. Or you look for ways to buy it with leverage, which is derivatives / futures. This scenario, it's mostly useful for futures or basically the trading with leverage, but it can also work for spot. And I'm accidentally using Siri, I see. I wonder how that keeps popping up. I guess maybe I don't know why that happens every so often. And then there's also a distinction to be made between buying basically the main coin, so Bitcoin, and buying altcoins and buying shitcoins. There's the three lists. They have different sort of thoughts and processes, but I'll guide you guys through because we have an example of all three. All right, so Bitcoin right now, what we've basically done throughout the last couple of days, and I've been sharing this with you guys, is we look for the most important zone for Bitcoin. And the zone right now was about the $60,000 mark and a little bit below. So it's about a $1,000 region here where Bitcoin just keeps bouncing back from. That's just extremely important. More logically, the $60,000 barrier, but it's not one price level, it's a little bit of an area. And so the last time that we broke above there, we got really excited. We actually opened a long position, I believe, here the 28th of October. It didn't do too well. Why? Because we got stopped out because of a huge stop loss hunter. I believe we got stopped out of this one if I had the trade open. Or I might have actually, I'm not exactly sure if we took the trade right here, but following my own fundamentals, we should have taken the trade right there. Let me put it like that. However, what I basically decided, and I told you guys about this, is we'll buy every single time it comes back in. And so right now that happened twice already. We bought Bitcoin right here yesterday and another time right here. Why? Because this is an area where Bitcoin gets picked up. And what you usually do is you basically put this is based on a couple other fundamentals, right? But our fundamental, objective here is to just take the profit with as much certainty as possible, which is it's a bull market and there's opportunities for a little bit of a correction to be gotten. So if we, for example, take a 1 to risk to reward, is basically 2.80% profit and 2.80% loss. I actually like to go for only 1% here, but you might even go for 3. It'll mostly work out as well. If you go for example, 3% profit and a 3% loss to keep it on a 1-to-1, because that's fine. There we go. This is kind of what it would have looked like. And where you exactly place your buy, you can actually do it at the top of the area, so about 60,000 or so, or just a little bit below it. But I would suggest, just a little bit above it. But I would suggest just keeping it around that area or place a couple, for example. And again, right now, 2 examples, it would have worked off perfectly fine if you bought at that exact area. And right now, if it comes back to this area for a third time, I'll most likely be buying. And again, we'll have a stop loss pretty tight at about 58 or so 0.2 thousand, because the reason I have a stop loss is you don't get examples like this, where the price just crashes to freaking $40 or $56,000 or so, and you're left with dust. And even though I think it will rebound because we're in a bullish market, you just don't want to be stopped out this much. You'd rather just take another chance next time because on average, it'll work. Let me show you guys the same thing for XRP though. So hopefully you guys have been following my videos for a while. I told you guys I'm buying every single time it comes to this area, right? And again, that's why we drew this in last time to show you guys. Every single time it comes there, I buy it. And you might actually do this with a stop loss, but with XRP, I don't put any because I'm just, whatever happens, I want to hold it, right? So here we should have also bought. The only problem is if we did buy it, our stop loss would have most likely been hit quite quickly. I would have placed a stop loss just below the trend line here, so right around there I would have put it at. And this would have been stopped out, would have been annoying. However, I'm going to say the next time it came above, which is right here, this would have counted as a good bounce. I would have bought it again right here and here, 2 times, now a 3rd time, now a 4th time, and every single time you can see was nice little small bounces. Not too much profit, but that's the whole point of these trades. It's not crazy profit, but it's quick profit. And again, you can see every single time it came back to that area and you bought, it's only once here that you would have been unlucky for. But again, if we just look back at when I told you guys about this strategy, I think maybe it's been a long time ago, right? But I'm not sure if it's been October 13th or a little bit later. But let's say we started doing it about here, October 19th, even though I told you guys about this earlier. Okay, 1. Right? This is the first time it could have, this might have not worked out. So we're going to say 1 loss, right? So now we have here would have been a win. This would have also been a win. So we got ourselves 1 loss, 2 wins, a 3rd win, right? A 4th win right there. And then I guess a 5th would have been a loss, or I guess the next one would have been a loss. So we got 2 losses, 4 wins. And so we go further, right? First nice bounce could have either been this one, but I would have probably not taken that. This is a nice one that I would have taken. This is a nice one that I would have taken. Again, 2 wins, another 3rd win, another 4th win, You guys get it, right? So even if, again, it comes back down, and this time it shifts below, we have a stop loss set in place. But on average, you win, and that's the whole purpose of things. People often tell me, Dusty, why do you have a, what is it called now? Wow, a win rate of, for example, 70% or 80%. Are you bad at trading? No. It's basically the way that I structure my trades and my setups. I don't go for a 99% win ratio. I don't try to go for that. I had a very long discussion around the table one day of a person telling me that a 50% win ratio in trading is not good because then your technical analysis is wrong. And I told her flat up, I think you're completely wrong. I don't know what you're talking about. Because if you win half of your trades, but it's in a different ratio, for example, every single time you win, let's say 100%. So you win, basically, you double your money. And every time you lose, for example, 1% of your entire capital, so to speak. But every time you win, if you guys get my drift, every time you win, you make a huge amount of money. And every time you lose, you only lose a little bit. Then if you win 50% of the time, you're still going to make a ton of money after 100 trades, if you guys get my drift. So let's say it like this. Let's say you put 1% of your money on each trade. And every time you win, you get 5 times your money. And every time you lose, you only lose your input, so 1%. Then if you literally only win half the time, you're still going to come out so extremely positive at the end of the day, right? Because it's an average game. And here as well, it doesn't matter if you have a 40%, 30%, 70, 80, but the win rate doesn't matter. It's about the end result, right? It's about the averages of how much percent, basically, you can make at the end of the day. And with this strategy, at least for right now, in a bullish market like this, we look for the most important area, which for XRP right now, I would say is about this $1.07 or so area. It's just been working for the last month or so, and I've been abusing this for profit right now. Will it work every single time? No. How long can we do this for? I don't know. But that's what I've been up to for the last little bit. And I also told you guys a couple of, days ago about the Shiba Inu little exponential train. It got broken, so the bullish extreme trend was over. Shiba Inu is a lot scarier. Right now, we came back into our demand zone here. Again, a buy could have definitely been placed. I've told you guys about this a couple of, I don't know. We put this little line in here, I think the 27th or the 28th. So right now, again, we came back in. We could have definitely bought. Right now, we're seeing a nice little bounce from the 50 EMA as well. Things are looking quite nice. However, I would not trust Shiba Inu to actually hold any of these levels. Even though we got some nice listings, I wouldn't trust it. So would I start buying now at the 50 EMA or anything like that? No. If we come back down here to about 58 or so, I'll definitely buy it again. Otherwise, I'm going to hold off. And where should we sell? How does that work? Where do I put my sell targets? It actually depends on your own strategy. I would say you can either try to go for a 1-to-1, which is basically every time you get about 3% profit, you also take a 3% stop loss. You take it like that. But preferably, I do with a little bit of leverage and actually just play around with it. So don't have it too strict. Because this is a strategy that will only work for the shortest amount of time, but the fundamentals are what's more important to understand. It basically will work in every single market. If you look for ADA, for example, you'll find a level where you can make a ton of profit if you buy consistently around that point, because there's a ton of support. And this is support and resistance trading to the easiest point. Theoretically speaking, for example, we could look for a very interesting resistance. For example, hey, we're seeing a little trend going on here of downward sloping prices. So next time that ADA, for example, hits this area, right, we're going to try short it. We're going to try short it at this area to make sure that the price comes back down and we get the profits from that. That's because the general trend for ADA over the last couple of days, for example, is downwards. However, in a bull market like we're in right now, I am not looking for these downtrends. I'm only looking for ways in which we can actually long the price, because the general direction of the market is upwards, if you guys get the drift. That's the general market direction, so we're not looking for shorts. But when you take profit, I would say 3% is the nicest thing to do for. But it also depends on your leverage, also depends on how you manage your risk, and generally speaking, a couple other factors. But I would say 3% is the easiest thing to go for. However, things are going to change again the next retest, because right now we're seeing a trend line and Fibonacci level come together. So it's going to be a very, very strong bounce. I'm hoping we're going to bounce off of it again. We shall see, though, because, of course, it depends on Bitcoin and it depends on everything. It depends on so many factors, but this has been working for a little while. I don't want to tell you guys about it. So in terms of I guess Bybit, things are still looking nice. Yeah, things are still looking pretty nice. XP trade and Bitcoin trade is still open, 360% and 240% profit, respectively, on those. Pretty nice. It's getting lower and lower and lower as I've been selling more and more and more of the position, piece by piece by piece. Then I wanted to quickly say, guys, I just told you about joining my team over on Bybit, right? Which you can do if you want to. You don't have to, but you can. There's a couple of bonuses for it. I also have been begging Bybit right now to add XRP staking. So even though it's not native staking because it's not possible, I asked them to please just list XRP so that if you have some XRP on Bybit that you bought via spot, that you can actually lend it out and get yourself some money on it, because why not, right? I love it when you can do that because it's basically free money for hodling crypto. And so my guy there said he's going to try work on it. So I hope to give you guys a little update soon. But that's again, guys, if anything goes wrong, try to contact me because usually I can get things resolved. With most other exchanges, like for example, Binance, I can almost not do anything. Then again, for Binance, I'm pretty excited for the Songbird, which they just announced that they're going to support. That's another reason I guess I'm pretty happy with them. It's not on there just quite yet, but that's the main reason why I'm using them right now. It's because I used to have a lot of my XRP on there, and so I'm waiting for the Songbird drop. BITRUE is another exchange which I do use quite a lot because you have better lockups for XRP. And the lockups are a way to stay basically a little bit ahead of the competition, because by using them, you get the advantage of getting, basically a return on your money just for having crypto. And if you, for example, get 6% a year, you know how much money that could be? It's a percentage game and it's in XRP. So you get XRP paid out, not dollars. So if you have 100,000 XRP, you get 6,000 XRP a year, or 6,100 exactly, for nothing, All you have to have is some BTR in this specific sense, but I like it a lot. So the three exchanges I use right now mostly are Bybit for the leverage trading, Binance for buying some altcoins, but mostly getting altcoins. I also deposit the most of my things on Binance, and BITRUE for basically the return on my money right now and buying sometimes stupid altcoins that are not on other platforms. BITRUE is pretty easy with the listing, and it's an XRP-centered exchange, so whatever. Links are down below for all these three things if you want to join the team. Check it out, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Forgot to kind of say that. And also make sure you press the like button if you enjoyed the video.